Yo, Wagwan. So finally got the live stream working. It's fucking lit. Let's go. All right, so finally got the live stream working. Due to technical difficulties, but you know how it is. I kind of feel like a OnlyFans girl, or one of those little Twitch streamers. So now we can finally get into the juicy stuff, all the good stuff of what I want to talk about today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The topic of today's video is the one doesn't exist. The one does not, N-O-T, exist. And before we even dive in, the first thing we got to know is, what is the one? The one is some fairy tale that people believe in. The one is just some made up imaginary thing that this single individual human being is the one and only person that can fulfill all my needs, all my happiness, and all my desires. And that's just wrong. And in today's society, we see a lot of people completely misguided by this false idea that there's just this one, that there's this one beautiful girl, this one beautiful woman that can fulfill me and make me whole, make me a man, make me everything I've ever dreamed of. And the sad reality is no, it just doesn't work. This idea of the one is a false idea that ruins people's heads and make them thinking and believe in some Disney fairy tale of I have to be fully locked into placing all my desires and all my love and all my this and all my that and all my bullshit on this one person, thinking that that one person is going to fulfill you and make you happy, when in the real world it just does not work that way. And there's a lot of messed up things that go into this ideology, this crazy mindset that thinking this one person is my one and only true love, my one and only person that can make this little spot right here warm inside. But that's not how it works. And I know there's a lot of guys out there that are misguided by this ideology, thinking that, yes, I'm looking for the one. I'm looking for this one woman that can fulfill me and my desires. And you go out there, you seek, you try, you search all through the lands, up and down, and you hope and you pray to your higher power. You pray to whatever you believe in, God, to the sun, to the fucking little idol you have in your closet of some magic little princess that says, hey, this person is the only person that I need in my life. And that's a faulty ideology. And you know what that comes from? That comes from scarcity. And this is what we were taught to believe. This is what we grew up being taught and told. Yes, you got to find your one true love. You got to go out there. You got to bow down and you got to please this woman. You got to please this other person so that they can love you. And when they return that love, then you'll feel whole. Then you'll feel fulfilled and feel happy. But that's not it. That doesn't work. And I can tell you from past experience, and I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of guys out there have that same experience where they place all their love and all their hearts and all their everything on one woman, on one girl. And what happens? And I know a lot of guys can attest to this, a lot of guys can agree with me on this, is that it gets destroyed. This whole fake notion that you had about the world gets completely destroyed. And you go from thinking, hey, maybe this one person that was for me isn't really for me. and it jades you. It opens your eyes up to see that what you were taught is not real. And this is the whole idea and the whole concept of the blue pill mentality. This whole concept of living in the matrix and thinking that everything is as they portray it, is as they make you to believe, is that everything that you see on TV and these romantic comedies and these sitcoms and all these things that they push out there in the world, that's how things actually work. And a lot of guys go from experiencing that devastation into extreme rage, into some anger that they turn around hating women, that they start turning MGTOW. What is MGTOW? Right? And I'm not hating on MGTOW guys, and I don't hate MGTOW people because I can understand where you're coming from, right? But the reason you have such a strong hatred and anger towards the opposite sex is because you were fed lies. You were taught that women are perfect, that women are princesses, that all women deserve to be worshipped and put on pedestals. You should buy her flowers, take her on an expensive date, tell her your feelings, tell her how your day was, tell her you're the only one for me. You're the only one for me. Go ahead, kiss her feet. Go ahead, buy her everything she's ever wanted. Work and try your best to please her and make sure that she's okay and neglect yourself. And then you come around and you look out in the real world and realize, yo, this really doesn't work. This really does not work. After trial and error of you jumping from, oh, this may be the one. Oh, no, that may be the one. Oh, she's the one. And each time it's a fail after fail, until you realize, yo, maybe that whole process that I was living by is ineffective. Maybe it's just not working. And you go out, you look on YouTube, you look on Google, and you try to find, hey, why did my girlfriend break up with me? Why did she cheat on me? Why are women not nice? Why? And then you find content, and now your eyes are open just a tiny bit. Now you're like, huh, maybe if I try this, maybe if I do this, maybe if I go out, and be the asshole, maybe if I go out and be the cocky, arrogant guy, maybe that gets me results. And so you go out, you try all these things you Googled, you try all these things you looked up on YouTube, the dating techniques, how to win a woman in 5 steps, how to do all this shit. And then you realize, yo, like, I'm doing it. I'm still trying all these techniques from all these gurus on YouTube, on Google, on Bing, if you're one of those weirdos who use Bing. On Bing. And you're looking and you realize, yo, this shit still doesn't work. And I'm still spinning the wheels and I'm still trying shit. I'm still getting rejected left and right. I'm still losing. And so this is your idea to dive deeper into what is called red pill knowledge. And so you find red pill knowledge and it blows your mind. You're like, yo, I'm seeing all this content about women doing dirt, about women cheating, about women being hypergamous, about women doing all these things that you were never taught, and your mind is blown. And now you're looking more and more into what is the red pill, what is hypergamy, what is female nature, and you're like, damn, I can trust these thoughts. I can't trust these thoughts. And now you get angry. You're like, fuck these hoes. Fuck these thoughts. And you go about and you hold on to this strong fury and anger in your heart. And you're telling everyone, like, yo, you can't trust women. You can't talk to women. Women are evil. Now you're telling everyone, now you believe it in your heart that women are just evil. Now you carry on this hatred for women and you have a hard time getting the woman you want. Now you have a hard time going out and talking to women. Now you think every woman you run into is some scummy dirtbag. Now, there's a lot of scummy dirtbag women. There's a lot of them, right? But not all of them. So I would hate to generalize and say, oh, the same way there's all scummy dirtbag guys, you wouldn't want all women to think you're a dirtbag, right? But holding on to that hatred from the red pill, from your eyes opening up to the true nature of people and human nature, not just women, men do shit too, right? But human nature, and you hold on to that anger and you let it control you and consume you. Now, these guys that are on in the MGTOW groups who are pushing the MGTOW movement are like, oh, I'm going my own way. Women are evil. I can't stand them. I'm going to do without them. Now, you're pushing all this shit out of anger, out of fury, because you realize that the Disney fairy tale that you were taught was bullshit. And you don't know how to work around it. You don't know how to get around it. Now you decide to just completely abandon women, completely abandon half of the population on the earth. Half of the population anywhere you go, half of the world is women. And you're like, yo, I'm going to completely abstain and avoid women because they're evil. They're a lie. They're fiction of what I thought they were. Why? Why? Tell me, because it doesn't make sense. Now, instead of complaining, the right thing to do would be to learn to adjust. The right thing to do would be to learn how the actual formula works in the world and use it to your advantage. Now, it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. And I was the same way. It's nobody's fault that it's not your fault that you were taught this blue pill mindset. You were taught that women were perfect. You were taught to kiss and bow down and simp, right? And go and treat the woman like a queen and put her on a pedestal when they don't want that. It wasn't your fault that you were taught that. But now that you have the awareness, and now that you know, it's your responsibility to figure out how you're going to work around that. How you're going to figure out the formula and work with the formula, because everything has a formula. Women have a formula. There's a structure to how women think. There's a structure to how women behave. There's a structure to the world. So if you don't want to look into the structure and complain, that's on you. All right. So I wanted to put that out there for everyone to understand that you have full control of how you interpret these things and how you go about interacting with women. Now, let me get right into why there's no the one. This idea of the one, there's this one overarching queen, one beautiful woman that can satisfy you, or the perfect woman is born from scarcity. Because you think that this one person, you become needy to this one person, and you put all of your eggs in one basket. If you guys know anything about investing, if anyone even taught you a little tiny piece of anything about investing, you know they say never put all your eggs in one basket, because if anything happens to that basket, you lost everything. This guy, you know what I mean? You just don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And this idea of the one leaves guys needy. They act needy. They treat the woman like a queen, and at the end of the day, the woman's being treated like she's some overarching queen for doing nothing. For doing nothing. You just put her on a pedestal just because you were told that's what she wants, or that's how it's going to be effective. And so you put her on a pedestal, and next thing you know, you're wondering, why is she disrespecting me? Why is she being rude? Why she's crossing all the boundaries and going out and doing her own thing and coming back and disrespecting me some more? She's calling you out your name. She's going out and she's doing all of these ridiculous things. She's lacking structure and lacking boundaries because you weren't taught how to do it. and because you put on a pedestal. Now, let me dive into a little bit of female nature, right? Females, they don't want to be on a pedestal. They don't. They don't like that. They think it's weird, right? And all this thing we were taught, like, yo, like, yeah, this is my queen. I'm gonna be with you till death do us part. Anything you do, you can't do no wrong, queen. You can't do no wrong, queen. And they call themselves queen on Instagram and on fucking TV and everything. You can't do no wrong, queen. And you treat her like a queen. But in reality, women want a guy that's better than them. Women want a guy they can look up to. Women want a guy that is a leader that can take her, give her boundaries, and allow her to work within those boundaries. And if she doesn't like those boundaries, she can leave. Women like when a guy does that. If you leave a woman without structure and without boundaries, she goes crazy. She doesn't know what to do with herself. So, as a guy, it's on you to realize that there is no one. And you have to be willing to replace a woman that does not fit into your criteria. If she's crossing your boundaries, disrespecting you, doing all types of things that are against your code of ethics, your moral code, your boundaries, whatever you want to call it, your value system, you have to always be willing to let her walk away, to let her go. If not, she's going to continue disrespecting you. She's going to abuse you and treat you like dirt and still end up going and leaving you. Because you didn't have the strong boundaries to realize she's not the one. She's not the only one. And if she doesn't fit within your criteria, she can go. She can leave. So I said, hold up, I'm getting a napkin because you spitting. Ah, shit. You already know. You already know. Nick says good shit. Appreciate it. Hey. What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? Leave stuff in the comments. Leave stuff in the comments. Drop some comments in the chat box. If you want to say something, go ahead, say it. Let's see what ideas you got. But going back to this idea of the one, there is no the one. There's no such thing as the one. Okay? And I want all guys to understand this. A woman will go as far as you let her. If she disrespects you and if she crosses your boundaries, it's because you let her do that. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. If she lets you, if you let her, she's gonna cross your boundaries. And women will test you. Women always will push your boundaries to see what you're capable of and if you're gonna enforce those boundaries. And if you don't, it gives her more leeway and more evidence to say, yo, this guy's a bitch. This guy's a punk. He's not going to do shit when I cross the line. So now she's going to take that as appreciate it, bro. Facts. This lighting makes it fire. Now she's going to take it as evidence like, yo, I should keep walking over this guy because he's allowing it to happen. He's allowing it to happen. And if you're a guy out there that's watching this, you should never let people disrespect you. You should always be willing to enforce your boundaries and only work with people that are willing to show you the respect that you're willing to show them. If not, people are just going to continuously walk over you. All right. Now, this idea of the one, this is extremely detrimental to guys, especially guys who go into marriage with this idea. Now, marriage is a whole subject in itself. It's a whole video. It's a whole what is it? A whole fucking structure in itself. Marriage is his own separate topic. But I'm talking about if a guy goes into marriage with this ideal, this is when disaster happens. This is when these guys turn to MGTOW after getting destroyed in divorces, destroyed in custody battles, destroyed in all these things, and wonder, why did their woman do that to them? Because you went in there with a faulty mindset. Now you go into a marriage, especially like going into a marriage, you're locking into one woman, right? You're locking into one woman. So now she has free leeway to know that she's guaranteed everything you got. Everything. And now women stop taking care of themselves. Stop treating you good. Stop doing all these things they were incentivized to do before they got married. Now they got the ring. Now they got the contract. Now they got the government on their side, backing them up in whatever they do. The legal system on their side, backing them up in whatever they do. And you still think that, yo, this is the perfect situation. You still think that she's the one. And when things start to go sour, when things start to go downhill, and you found out, hey, maybe she's cheating on me. Maybe she wants a divorce now. I lost my job and she wants a divorce. Now she's getting half of everything you own. And you're fighting, you're crying, you're weeping, you're doing all this because you thought she was the one. And it failed. Now half of your assets are gone, half of everything you own is gone. And if you had kids, mind you, if you had kids, you're in an even worse situation because these custody battles get dirty. Custody battles get dirty. And I'm I don't want to speak for some of the guys out there, but I've seen these custody battles get really, really messy. They get really catty. And this whole child support thing is another situation that we should avoid at all costs as men. We should avoid these custody battles, these child support things, these things at all costs. They're one of the biggest limits to guys in society. If you have kids with the wrong woman, if you create a structure with the wrong woman, it could ruin your life as a guy. Because at the end of the day, women have all the reproductive rights, right? They have all of it. You, as a guy, you really don't have any. And what that gives them is full, complete control over your future. And when they can control your future, they can destroy it. They can take it, they can crush it, and crumble it over your grave while they dance on it. She's gonna tap dance on your fucking grave with all the ashes of your future she's crumbled and destroyed. Now, this is not to say to hate women, right? This is not to say to be angry or turn away from dealing with women. This is just a reminder that you have to be aware, you have to be careful, and you have to realize that there is no one. There is no one. There is not just a one. If you let her walk over you, she's not going to just walk over you. She's going to put on some fucking clogs, some wooden clogs, take a salsa class. After 3 weeks of doing a salsa class, she's going to come back around and tap dance on your fucking grave. If you let her. If you let her, I'm telling you. And in dating, when it comes to dating, this idea of the one, it limits guys' success. It limits guys' successes in dating all the time. Because what they do is they meet this girl, right? Let's go on a little story time, a little journey. Let's say you're just a random guy and you don't know how to meet women. You just randomly stumble upon a girl at a coffee shop, right? And you're like, oh, cool. You exchange numbers. You start talking to her, right? And you're like, oh, cool. This girl is nice. This girl, I like her. And for some reason, you don't have any other options. This is the only girl you're talking to. This is the only girl you've met, right? And so you're texting her constantly. You're hitting her up constantly. You're calling her all the time. You're always inviting her out. She's not reciprocating all that energy, right? So you're always doing all this. And she's pulling back. And you keep chasing. You're needy, like, yo, like, baby, like, I need you. And you catch feelings for this girl. And you think, yo, this girl is the one. She has everything I need. She's beautiful, she's talented, she's all these things, right? You're in a sense of delusion. You're being delusional. And so you're in your delusion, you're thinking like, yo, this girl has everything. And you're needy. Now you cut off all your other options. Now you're going out of your way to go see this girl. Now you're doing things you wouldn't normally do to please this girl. Now you're treating her like a queen when she hasn't earned it. Now you're putting her on a pedestal. Now you're simping over this girl. You're simp. You're simp for a girl you barely know. Right? So you're going out there, you're like, this girl's the one. You may have started dating her, and you're like, yo, this girl's the one. I want to do everything to please her. And you're needy. You're like, yo, baby, I need you. I want to talk to you on the phone 24/7. I want to text you all day. I want to see you all day. Oh, I'm going to leave all my friends. I'm going to leave all the cool stuff I was doing to come chill with you, to come do and spend every single moment I have with you. And you're abandoning all your previous values, all your priorities, and all the things you did to please this one girl. And you want to know what? You want to know what's really going in the back of her mind? She's like, yo, this guy's spending all this time chasing me? He's spending all this time trying to please me? He's going out his way. He's abandoning everything he holds near and dear. He's abandoning his hobbies, his values, his friends, all the things that make him cool or that give him value or that make him and unique as a man. He's abandoning all of that to chill with this girl and please her, going out of his way and doing whatever she wants, whatever she says. And now she's thinking to herself, why is he doing all this for me? Does he not have other girls? Am I the only girl he has? And then she said, oh shit, I am the only girl he has. And now she's wondering, why is she the only girl you have? Does that mean that no other girl wants him? No other girl wants to be around him? No other girl sees value in him? Now she questions herself. Why should I see value in this guy when no other girl sees value in him? Now she's looking around. She's like, yo, this is weird. I got to go find me a real winner. I got to go find me a guy who actually has options, who actually has women that are vying for his attention. And she's going out there. She's with you. She's on the date with you. You take her to the club, whatever you do. And side note, don't take your girl to the club, guys. That's one of the worst things you can do. That's like taking meat to the fucking ocean filled with sharks. Don't do that. That's ridiculous. Come on now. If you're a guy taking your girl to the club, you got to expect there is so many guys out there that are willing to disrespect you and hit on your girl regardless. You know, the club is a dangerous territory to bring your girl. So as a side note, you want to be very wary of bringing your girl to the club. But on the other hand, she's out there and she's looking for a guy that's better than her. Because women date up. Women date across and up, right? Men date across and below. So she's looking for a guy that's better than her. And if you put her on a pedestal, right? You put her up here and you're down here looking up at her, she does not feel that attraction for you. She does not feel that because she wants what's above her. She doesn't want what's below her. And if you put her on a pedestal, you're implying yourself. You're doing this to yourself, telling her that you're not enough for her. You're not to be valued as a man. And that you're basically setting yourself up for her to cheat on you, for her to leave you. Because you're placing her above you. And women don't want a guy that's below them. Women want a guy that's better than them. And if you've watched all these videos on YouTube, all the content that's coming out, all this stuff is coming out in the mainstream a lot right now. A lot of it's coming out right now. And guys are finally noticing that, yo, these girls don't want a loser. They don't want a guy that's making less. And these girls all want a six-figure guy with a six-pack, handsome, chiseled face, long-ass fucking meat, right? Long-ass schlong. You see this arm right here? They want it like this. They want all this. They want a guy with all these things. And more. So at the end of the day, you're sitting there and she's just brushing you off. Now, next thing you know, you get devastated because you find out your girl cheats on you. Right? That's how most guys like find the red pill. That's how most guys find this content, right? That's how most guys do it. The girl cheats on them. They're devastated because all the knowledge they were taught was wrong. Oh, she's the one. She's the one. She's the one I love. I care about her. I'll put everything above her. No, I'll put her above everything. And you failed, man. Mr. David Russo, he said, let's get rid of Sims forever. Yo, we need more rep. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get rid of Sims forever. But here's the thing. You don't want to get rid of Sims, man. And the thing is, we can never get rid of Sims because the media is so powerful. It pushed simpness all across the world, right? All these guys are being fed this knowledge. And women teach these simp mindsets to guys as well. And this is also a piece of why single motherhood is so detrimental to guys, right? But that's a whole separate subject. But we can never get rid of simps, right? Simps are here to stay. And at the end of the day, the only thing you need to make sure is that you as a guy, you're not simping yourself. You're not a simp as a guy. And if 99 out of 100 guys are simping and you're the one non-simp, you're going to have way more success. You're going to have exponentially more success than those other 99 simps and live a much more fruitful and prosperous life. Because these guys are living by a faulty reality. And you're the one that sees the true nature of what works and what doesn't in the world. And you don't want to be the one that's there's some words I want to use, but I know YouTube just hates that. But these guys are just getting abused left and right, taking advantage of left and right. And these women will preach to you that they want a nice guy, that they want a good guy, that they want a guy who will treat them like queens. But here's the reality. They don't respond to that, and they don't respect it. They're telling you something that they don't want. They think they want it, but they don't want it. And here's the truth about queens, about these women that claim they're queens. Be aware of a woman that calls herself a queen. Be aware. That's a huge red flag. If she calls herself a queen, you better run, bro. You better turn away and run because these women are just nonstop delusional nowadays. And the truth about queens is you can't be a queen without a king. A king levels up a woman and makes her a queen. It's like chess, and it's like the old days of the kingdoms and royalties. If a king marries a commoner, She becomes the queen. She becomes royalty. He brings her up in status and in life. But if a queen marries a commoner, he doesn't become the king. He's not a king. He's just the queen's husband. He's not the king. He has no say so. He has no rights. He has no respect. He's not the king. So these women can't make a guy a king, but a king can make a woman a queen. And you always have to keep that in mind. You can never make a woman can never make you a king, but a king can make a woman a queen. So when you hear these women telling you that I'm a queen, I'm this, I'm that, bro, just leave. Just run away, man. Just leave. Because there's so many other women, and this woman is a red flag. She's a red flag. So you don't want to be dealing with a woman like that because it's just going to bring you headaches. She's going to be entitled. She's going to want everything. She's going to be masculine. She's going to be aggressive. She's going to be always wanting to battle and argue with you because she's a queen, right? Where did she get that queen status from? Unless she's referring to the last guy that she's been dealing with, then even so, it's still a red flag. It's not something you want to deal with. Don't deal with women that call themselves queen, bro. Don't. And I'm telling you, like dealing with these women, and I've met so many masculine women in my life. I've met women that think they're the shit, that think they're better than men, that think men are trash, that think this and this. Like you don't want to be that way, bro. You don't want those problems because it's just a headache. Right? It's just a headache. And I'm telling you this from experience. It's a big fucking headache. All right. So with these guys that have one-itis, you need to go out there and you need to learn how to get options. You need to learn how to talk to women. You need to learn how to interact with women with a formula that actually works. And I don't want guys to just turn into MGTOWs and go their own way and completely abandon women. Because I don't agree with that. I understand and I have empathy towards guys who do that, but I don't agree with that path and with that choice. And if you want to do that yourself, you won't hear me preach men just completely abandoning women and going their own way, right? I always want guys to understand that, yo, look, these are the times we're living in. Women feel entitled to get everything for nothing. They feel entitled to be with the best guy, right? That they can find, and that's nature. Women are gonna want to level up and go to the best guy they can find, right? They're gonna always want to do that. It's nature. But as a guy, you have to accept that, and you have to understand that that's just how women are. You can't be mad at it. You can't be butthurt. You can't be emotional about it. You just have to accept it, and you have to take it as it is and work with it. Right? Don't fight against. If you're swimming in a river or you're in a river, you don't fight against the stream. You can't fight against the stream. You can't fight against the ocean. You can't fight against the current in an ocean. You have to learn to ride with the current, ride with the wave, right? Ride with whatever structure is actually working in society. Now, these women are entitled today. They want everything, but they want to do nothing, right? They want the best quality guy they can find, all right? And like I said, that's nature. They feel like their money and being a man is what men want. No, 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 no. If you're a woman watching this, and you're probably not watching this because they don't really like care too much. If you're watching this, men don't care about a woman's money or her financial achievements as much as they think they do. We don't like as a guy, and if you're watching this too, think to yourself, when is the last time you judged a woman based off, oh, she's a millionaire. I think I want to fuck her. I think I want to fuck her because she got $100,000 in her bank account. Does that change the fact that you want to fuck her? No. That doesn't influence. But for a guy, it changes. It changes a lot for a woman, right? Because we're judged on different criteria. So these women want a lot of things. They want to be they're trying to be men nowadays, right? A lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them. They're trying to be men. They're trying to compete with men. They're trying to battle with men, and they're trying to live in a man's domain, in a man's reality. However, they don't want to take the consequences that a man has to get the benefits that he does. And that's the problem. There's no such thing as prosperous victimhood. You can't be a victim and be prosperous at the same time. It's just not possible. It's contradictory. You can't expect to get everything in life, all the benefits, and still play the woe is me. Woe is me. I'm a victim. I should have everything. They want to treat men like garbage. They want to battle with men in a man's domain. Yet they still want men to traditionally treat them like the dainty little women they want us to think they are. And it's not going to work. It just does not work. And I hope guys understand this. I hope everyone understands because it's painful. It's a painful thing to understand, bro. It's painful because at the end of the day, realizing that give, you can't get the love from a woman you wish you would want. It can be painful, bro. It can be lonely. It can be tough. And I'm telling you, like, a lot of guys want to go out there and give women their whole heart, give women everything they got, and love a woman to the fullest extent of themselves. And they end up hurt. And this is why a lot of guys who get hurt, they turn into these toxic guys. They turn into these toxic players, right? Because it's another way of coping with the reality that a lot of women will never love you for who you truly are. They love you for what you provide and all the other things that make you a man and that she sees as valuable, right? Because at the end of the day, in society, men are valued based on what they create and what they provide and what they do for society. Women get value just off the bat. Women get value off the bat. Children get value off the bat. And I like that's children. But women get value off the bat. But as a guy, you have to earn your value. You have to realize you have to go out there and make shit happen. And if you don't earn a level of success or achievement or a status, no one knows who you are. The world doesn't consider you. The world doesn't look at you. If a guy dies one random day, right? Some random guy dies. Oh, another guy just died. Oh, another one. Okay. Oh, sad death, but okay. A woman dies. Oh my God. Oh, look at the craziness of the world. Oh, woman. Oh no. The world goes crazy. The world goes crazy. But unless you do something productive and you do something worthwhile with your life as a guy, you're not even considered in most of society. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, Mario. Thank you, bro. You know what I mean? As a guy, it's on you. And once you realize that it's all on you and that everything you do is under your control, is your choice, is your decision, and you can decide where you want to go and what you want to do with your life, you get all the ultimate power you ever need. This is when a guy gets his freedom. When he realizes that he can make whatever decision he wants and design his life whatever way he wants, as long as he's willing to accept the consequences and dive into the dangers that may present itself. That gives you ultimate freedom as a guy. And it will make you more fulfilled. And this is why people always preach, and content creators preach this all the time. Your OGs, guys, your fathers, whoever will preach, yo, stay on your purpose. Stay on your grind. Do something productive. Be the best man you can be. The women will come. The women will come. Once you're a guy of high quality, high value, you have something worth providing to society, you've earned a level of status, you've achieved something in the world, people will come to you. And you will be in charge of your own reality, and you will have the options of picking what you want. So when you've built yourself to a certain level as a guy, and you've built your life up from ground zero all the way up to whatever lifestyle you wish or desire, now you have the opportunity to be selective. And just not any girl's gonna cut it at that point. Just not any girl's gonna slip through the cracks. Now you have options. Now you have all these things you can all these women you can choose from. So when you level up as a guy, you get the options that women always naturally had. A woman naturally has options since she was young, since she was a teenager onwards. But you as a guy, you have to work for it. You have to work for your options. You have to work for everything you've ever earned in your life. And when you get those options, now it's on you to enjoy those options, to be picky, to choose, to live the life you want to live. Because you've earned it. And it feels so much more fulfilling because you've made it. You've dug in the dirt. You've got your hands dirty. You've grinded. You've sweated. You've done all these things to make this shit happen. And now you can look back on yourself like, yo, I really did that shit. I really made that happen. And you're not surprised anymore when you have all these women that want you, when all these girls want you. You're not surprised anymore when you're living the life you want. You're not surprised when you're getting the results you want. Trust me. Trust me. As you level up as a guy, you get more options with women. And I can tell you that from straight experience myself, man. Straight experience. When you get in better shape, when you get in better shape, right? You eat good, you work out, right? I was chubby, bro. I was chubby. If you see pictures of me years ago, I was a fucking fat piece of shit. I was fat. I was chubby. I ain't got no muscles back then. I didn't do nothing. But as soon as I started working out, I started dressing better. I started taking care of myself. I started treating myself with respect and dignity. My options and my quality of women started increasing. And now, the more I continue up, the more options I have. But let me tell you this, bro. If you don't go ahead and put yourself in the best position, you'll never have the options you want. You'll never live the lifestyle you want. You have to go out there and work for it. And the reason why a lot of these women are delusional, a lot of them are delusional, is because they've been given everything for nothing. They've been given all the attention, all the love, all the unconditional appreciation for nothing, for doing nothing. And this is why a lot of women are not fulfilled. This is why they're never happy. Because they get everything, but they've never had to earn it. So they're like, yo, like, what is going on? Like, I'm getting this. And they're insecure because they're wondering, like, I didn't do nothing to earn this, but I'm getting all this. I have all this. Bro, it's simple fucking geometry. It's simple maths. It's simple physics. It's simple psychology, bro. It's not that difficult and complicated to understand. It may take some time, but it's not that difficult to understand, bro. And once you figure out that formula, once you realize that you're the prize as a guy, that you are the ones that can make this shit happen for yourself, you ultimately learn that you can do whatever you want if you're willing to put the work in. And don't stick to this one-itis mindset that she's everything to you. Don't put women on a pedestal, bro. Don't think women are the one. Because this is a common saying that I think all guys know. All guys know this. If you look, if you chase women, you lose money. But if you chase money and success and being the best you can be, you will always get the woman because that's what they want. They're all fighting for the same guys. They're all looking for the guys that are the top elite tier level. All of them. All of them. They're all thinking, yo, I want the best guy I can find. I want the top quality guy. All of them. And if you get into that bracket, you have all of the options. You have all of the options. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Even though, like, if you're around where I'm at, like in age, in experience, in life, whatever it is, you may not fully see it. And I'm not like where I want to be. I don't think most of us are not nowhere close to where close to where we want to be. None of us are close to where we want to be. But if you continuously progress and level up and take steps to becoming a better guy, maintaining a better lifestyle, treating yourself better, engaging in activities that make you happy and that enrich your life, all the additional women that come in your life are just bonuses, bro. They're just bonuses. They're just pluses. And a woman does not want to be your one. She does not want to be your one and only. They think they do. They think they do. And that's because of ego. But they don't. They actually don't. They want to know that you have options. They want to know that you don't depend on them. They want to know that you can go out there and make shit happen for yourself. And they want to come along for the ride. So don't place your whole life on what this one woman or what women themselves are doing. You have to make that decision for yourself. And you have to figure out what you want as a person, what you want as a guy, and where you're headed. And if she decides to come along with that on that journey, good for her. Good for her. But you're already heading in that direction anyways. Good for her. She's on the path to running with a winner. And you have to be the winner because that's how guys are valued. And we don't have the opportunity to make as many excuses as women. We don't have that. We don't. Women can get rid of accountability all they want. They may not have all the accountability. You know what I mean? They don't, a lot of women don't take accountability for their actions. But as a guy, your accountability, the fact that you have all this control over your life and you take responsibility and accountability for all your actions and decisions, it makes you so much more better. They don't want to take accountability. When you take accountability for yourself and your actions and everything you've earned in your life and you work to earn more and be better each day, each year, you ultimately rise the rankings and you become a better, more happy, and more fulfilled guy as a whole and live life on your terms. Now, just to end it, just to conclude, bro, there is no one. There is no the one. The one does not exist. The one does not exist. The lady or the woman, the girl, whatever that you think is the one, and you hold on to her at all costs, even if she disrespects you, even if she doesn't have the same values as you, even if she goes out and does all these crazy things, and you still hold on to that because you're in a scarcity mindset. because you don't feel like you can get other girls. You don't feel like you can do better. You're ruining yourself. You're limiting yourself. And you're setting yourself up for failure. But that's all on you, bro. Like I said, it's the accountability. But at the end of the day, that's it. If you like this video, leave a like. If you're new, subscribe. If anything, leave your comments and tell me what was the most valuable piece of information you've got from this live stream, from this whole entire video. This is a long video, but it's all worth it, bro. I'm telling you, it's all worth it. And as always, stay official. Peace.